Well, go on, everybody. Lennox here from Simple 123 Trader. This is Monday, August 17th, and I'm just going to play a recap of last night's uh, playbook, a little snippet of last night's playbook regarding the US dollar futures index and what was setting up. So, this is a recap from August 16th, Sunday night, of what our members received. Um, Regarding the London Open session and the US dollar futures index. So here we go. Look at what's setting up for tonight's London Open session. First looking at the US dollar futures index and looking weak right now on the 1 hour time frame, still heading to the downside. Okay, so this is the call for tonight's session. We're heading down with a US dollar, and again we're inside of a little channel, and we've been just going up and down. Now we're on the way down again. Okay, so again, my expected move in this channel is another move to the upside, which could of course go higher, but could possibly just drop through as well from that. So two scenarios, but going forward in tonight's session, we're looking at some weakness. So basically, for the major US dollar pairs, members, we're just looking for 1, 2, 3 bottoms in the base pairs against the US dollar, and 1, 2, 3 tops in the US dollar as the base pair. Okay, so look at Aussie US dollar, for instance. We're looking for that's the 4 hour time frame. We've got a large 1, 2, 3 bottom there. On the 1 hour time frame, again, we would just be looking for 1, 2, 3 bottoms. So this has already moved. You can see, looking at this is our area of entry, and we came back into it. That would have been a good opportunity for a play. This is another pullback. This could still go to the upside based on the weak US dollar. Okay, Euro US dollar would be similar. This is the 1 hour time frame. Again, we're just looking at 1, 2, 3 bottoms to take us out and up, and GBP US dollar similar. We're just looking for 1, 2, 3 bottoms to continue the trend to the upside. Okay, and that's what that's setting up there. This is looking pretty good. So if the US dollar continues weak, we would expect GBP to be strong against it. Same with New Zealand US dollar. Take a look at New Zealand US dollar, and that would be similar. Although this one is a little different. So let's look at this one a little closer. New Zealand is turning to the downside right now. So we've had an up move, and now we've actually got a 1, 2, 3 top there and starting to move to the downside. So it sounds like New Zealand is quite weak overall, even though the US dollar is weak. So you can clearly see that we are indeed in a downtrend in the channel, and we're heading to the downside. So a weak New Zealand is giving us looks for 1, 2, 3 tops. So 1, 2, 3 top will be the play to the downside for New Zealand against the US dollar. Okay, so sometimes it's not always going to be, US dollar weak. You're going to get strength in all the currencies against it, so you have to always be careful of that. Okay, let's take a look at USD CAD. USD CAD on the 1 hour time frame, of course, is going to be doing the opposite. So we're going to be looking for 1, 2, 3 bottoms to continue up. So here's our area of entry, and we're inside that area of entry. That's an opportunity for a play to the upside. A strong US dollar against a weak CAD at this point. Okay, so is that really true? Let's go up to the daily and take a better look. So you can see that we're in a channel to the downside. So if we have a weak US dollar, we would expect weakness, and we wouldn't want to be going to the upside. Okay, so unless there's something dramatically weak with the Canadian. So right now we're still in a downward trend. So I would not want to be going long. This might just be a short-term blip, but we'll more than likely be heading to the downside. So be careful about going long. Okay, so let's take a look at USD Swiss, for example. USD Swiss. And it's also pointing to the downside. That's the 4-hour. Let's go to the daily. So this is going to be almost an identical pattern to the US dollar index itself. So we're down at a level where we're in a channel going up and down in the channel, and we're heading to the downside again. Okay, so USD Swiss looking weak to the downside. So there it is, and when we're on our way down. So again, we're just looking for 1, 2, 3 tops to continue down. So if we could find a 1, 2, 3 top, that's what you want for your entry. This is the whole entry area here at this point, actually to here. So that's our whole entry area. So any opportunities, price coming back in there would be a great entry to the downside for USD versus Swiss. Take a look at USD versus Japanese yen. And also US dollar versus Japanese yen looking weak. US dollar looking weak against the Japanese yen at this point. Let's see if that's so. US dollar. Okay, so on the daily time frame, you can see that we have a 1, 2, 3 bottom. We're pushed up, getting a little bit of a retrace. So this could just be short term before it continues to the upside. Okay, so be careful again about going short or long on this one, right? So 4-hour, again, here we can see that we've had quite a move to the upside, back down, and now we're pushing to the upside. So this little move down might be short-lived, so be careful about going short. Okay, even though US dollar is weak, the Japanese yen might be stronger. So we could see this US dollar, or sorry, the Japanese yen might be weaker, so the US dollar could turn around against it and continue back up. Okay, so be careful about this one. All right, 1-hour time frame. This could be the 1, 2, 3 bottom at this point, or we could definitely drop one more time to the downside against it. Okay, so it's looking a little bit weak here, but again, I don't like this pair. It's been very difficult to ascertain what it's doing, but looking like it has a little bit of weakness, US dollar against the Japanese yen. So we'll take a closer look at what's strong and what's weak, and that might help us a little bit. Okay, so that was a little snippet of what I analyzed last night. So let me just take a quick look. I'm just going to look at the US dollar and USD Japanese yen just to see what transpired. So here's the US dollar, how it played out. So this is on the 4-hour. Let me drop to the 1-hour. So the expectation was for a continuation to the downside, and it did just that. And of course, it provided opportunities in Aussie US dollar to the upside, which worked out nicely, and Euro US dollar to the upside, and so on. Okay, but the one pair that I was having a little bit of trepidation about was the US dollar versus Japanese yen, and it was sitting at this level right here, and it's very, from the top, it looks like we should definitely fall through. But when I looked at it from the higher time frame, it was a bit, possibility that it could pop to the upside. However, I did say that we could see a move down based on the way it was sitting on the 1-hour time frame, and I was correct. So tough one to play, but there was a 1, 2, 3 top right there that would have given you the opportunity for some pips to the downside. All right, so that's a look at what our members had an opportunity for trades in the major pairs last night. Profitable trading to everyone. I'm done now. Thank you.